So, welcome to you all to my channel. Myself, Professor Pratik Prakash Kale, your course teacher or tutor for this engineering mechanics subject. Today, in this lecture, we are going to discuss something about the equilibrium, different kind of supports, their reactions, and about the Lami's theorem, which we can use easily to find out the different forces, unknown forces. So moving to the content, so this is your fourth content in this first module, so in which we are going to see the concept of equilibrium, that is balancing, condition of equilibrium for different kind of force system, what exactly do you mean by free body diagram, types of supports reactions, and equilibrium of forces in the plane. For this particular point, we are going to see some numericals in our next video lecture. So moving to the content, so concept of equilibrium. So what do you mean by equilibrium? So the body is said to be in an equilibrium if the resultant of all forces acting on it is zero. Means if this is a body, if you are pulling this body in right side and also in left side with same amount of force, what will be its resultant? It will remain over here. No translation, no change of position of this body will occur, since the resultant is 0. Plus p minus p will be equal to 0. So that is called as a resultant. So resultant is 0, therefore this body is said to be in an equilibrium. So equilibrium may be of two types. So first of all is a static equilibrium, and second one is the dynamic equilibrium. So what do you mean by static and dynamic equilibrium? So static equilibrium means, for example, you can take this. Static equilibrium is a state where the bodies are at rest. Bodies are in equilibrium and those are at rest. You always buy some material from the market, okay, some stuff from market that is regularly used in our kitchen. So they use this weighing balance, okay, conventional weighing balance, in which in this first pot they will put weight, and in second one was it will be your material. So they will balance it and it will given to you. Okay, so this is the static condition where this entire body is at rest. Now what do you mean by dynamic equilibrium? Okay, so consider the motion of your car. Your car will remain balanced on the entire journey, so that force of air, force of resistance of air, okay, then force of gravity and its own weight, all are acting on the car, but car will be in a stable equilibrium while moving. So that will be called as a dynamic equilibrium. Since the body which is considered into the consideration that is under motion, so that will be the dynamic case, but it is stable, therefore it will be called as a dynamic equilibrium. Now what do you mean by stable and unstable equilibrium? So consider this large hollow cylinder in which we have put this ball, okay, ball inside one circular ring, you can say. So whenever you put one ball inside the circular ring, it will remain stable whenever this ball will reach this bottom part. But at the same time, if you try to put this ball on the surface of this ring, then it will imbalance. The ball either will fall down into this side or into this side. So this is known as an unstable equilibrium. Okay. Now, conditions of equilibrium. So whenever your material or your element or your body is loaded with only uniaxial forces, sorry. Now this is uniaxial, or in the terms of mechanics this will be called as the collinear forces for this axis, since the line of action of both forces will be same, P1 and P2. So in that case, if they possess same magnitude, the resultant will be 0, and in that case you can say this body is in equilibrium. So for these type of forces you can use the condition of equilibrium as sum of horizontal forces should be equal to 0, so that their resultant must be 0. Yes or no? Similarly, when your body is acted in uniaxial direction but in y direction, this is uniaxial loading in x direction. Okay, are you getting this? So your summation Fy, sum of all the vertical forces should be equal to 0. In that case you can say that the body is in equilibrium. Now while talking about this body, now this type of force which are acting on the particle, these are coplanar concurrent force system. Yes or no? All the forces are meeting at one point. So in that case we will use two equations of equilibrium, because here we can get inclined forces, so that we can find out their two mutually perpendicular component, so that we have to use here two equations of equilibrium for stability of this type of bodies. Now moving to the next condition, that is coplanar non-concurrent type of forces. In this, the points are different on the body and the forces on each point are different. So in that case, we can easily calculate moment about any of the point, as we have calculated in our last lecture. We have seen one resultant problem based on the coplanar non-concurrent force system. So in that particular case, you introduce moment of forces here. So for that, whenever you are going to deal with coplanar non-concurrent force system, you are going to use all three equations of equilibrium to balance this particular body under the different forces acting on different plane. Okay, so sum of moments in all the direction of all the forces should be equal to 0 about any specific point on this body. So whenever you will be having uniaxial loading x in y direction, so you will get only one equation of equilibrium. Whenever you will be dealing with coplanar concurrent force system, you will use two conditions of equilibrium, and whenever there will be a general type of loading, that is coplanar non-concurrent force system, you will be using three conditions of equilibrium. Now what do you mean by free body diagram? So free body diagram is a graphical illustration. It is a graphical representation. It is used to visualize all the forces acting on the body. Now all the forces and reactions. So what do you mean by reaction? Whenever body makes contact with any surface, whenever body makes contact with any surface. Now if you consider this y cylinder, it is contacting here and here. So at these both contact, there will be development of reaction. So if there is a contact of y cylinder with x, so there will be reaction from x on y, and please note that this reaction is always perpendicular to the plane. Okay, whatever it is bisecting. Now look at here, this b plane is in touch with this y body, so there is also one perpendicular reaction will be there from this b plane on the y cylinder. Are you getting this point or not, guys? Try to understand. Similarly, for this x body, you are having different kind of forces acting on this. It's self weight. So first of all, any body, if it is there, its first force acting on this is the force of gravity, means its self weight. So that is weight of y. This is weight of x. Now this is contact reaction at a plane, so Ra. This is contact reaction from y cylinder, so Ry. This is contact reaction from b plane, from Rb. So these all are always perpendicular to the body and going to meet at the center of body. Always keep this in mind. Okay, so just representation of forces without body is known as the free body diagram of that particular body or particle. Similarly, if you consider any block resting on a ground, so it will have its free body as weight of block and equal and opposite reaction from the ground. So always keep this in mind. This is important point, that reaction is always normal to the surface. Normal means perpendicular. Let's see, this is horizontal surface, so reaction will be purely vertical, that is at 90 degree to the surface and towards the body. Its arrow will be always towards the body. Okay, and it is generally denoted by R. Now for that you can consider this Usain Bolt. Okay, it is he is running in this direction. So what are the different forces will act on him? Is his own weight, now then reaction from the bottom where he is touching the ground, then due to these shoes there will be some frictional resistance developed over here. If he is moving in this direction, frictional resistance will develop in opposite direction. Then as his motion is in this direction, so there will be resistance of air in this. Yes or no? So these are the different forces acting on his body. So representation of these forces on this body is known as a free body diagram. Similarly, if you are watching this particular ladder on which the man is standing, so the forces of this entire ladder will give you the free body diagram of ladder. So free body diagram means here is one contact, so there will be contact reaction development. Now if this slides down in this way, then this particular point will slide down in downward direction, so there will be development of friction. In opposite direction, here there will be development of friction. Now also it is a contact surface, so it will have one reaction also. Now there will be self weight of this ladder. Just look at here, I am explaining each and every one, and the weight of this man, yes or no? So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 forces will act on this, yes or no guys? Okay, so for that this will be called as a free body diagram. Now consider again the block. If you are applying certain force, so due to rubbing action at this surface there will be development of frictional force. So for this block, if you are pushing this, there will be four force acting on this. One, it's self weight. Second one is the reaction from ground, that is normal reaction. Then your pushing force and the friction force which is opposing your motion of this block. So this is called as a free body diagram. Now Lami's theorem. We will understand Lami's theorem. So what is Lami's theorem? Lami's theorem is generally valid for three coplanar concurrent force system. Okay, if your force system is having only three forces and they all are concurrent, then and then you can use this Lami's theorem. So statement of Lami's theorem is, if three coplanar forces simultaneously acting on a body are in equilibrium, means their resultant must be equal to 0. That is the star condition of this theorem. Then each force is directly proportional to the sine of angle between the other two, means there is a use of sine rule here. So you can say from the Lami's theorem as P1 will be equal to, or P1 will be directly proportional to the sine beta, means P1 upon sine beta equal to P2 upon sine gamma equal to P3 upon sine alpha. So this is the exact expression for the Lami's theorem. So for that you can have this particular problem. So sample problem on the Lami's theorem. A girl is sitting in an old automobile tire which is suspended as shown. If the girl and the tire together have mass of 60 kg, determine the tension in the ropes. So tension is always away from the body. So these are the tensile forces. Fa, tension in, or Ta, tension in A, and tension in B. Okay, or force in B, force in A. You can show it like anything. Okay, with the any notation. And the weight of these both will act vertically downward, that is 60 kg. So you are having three forces which are concurrent at this C point. C will be called as a point of concurrency, and you have given with inclination. So you can find out this total inclination. If this is 30 degree, this will be 90, so 90 plus 30 total will becomes 120 degree. Similarly, if this is 45 degree, 90 plus 45 will becomes 135, and you can easily define this third remaining angle by subtracting these two from 360, that will be 105 degree. So from that you will get your ratio using as per Lami's theorem. You will get 60, that is first force upon sine 105, second force upon the angle between opposite two or remaining two forces, and third force upon the sine of angle between the remaining two. So you can get FAC and FBC from here. So please calculate values and write it in your copy. Now moving to next, that is supports and its reaction. So different supports. So first of one is a pin support, that is called as a hinge support. So hinge support always produces two reactions, just like your door hinges. Your door will not move in horizontal and vertical direction, it will just rotate. So momentary reaction will be released, so it is zero. So it will not present at this. So hinge will have only two reactions. Roller will have only one support reaction and it is always towards the body. Okay, so this is the other points for this roller support. Then there is a fixed support. So fixed support do not allow any kind of translation in horizontal and vertical direction. Also it do not allow the rotation of member at that joint where it is applied. So there will be all three reactions present in the case of fixed support. Simple support is there is no integral contact between member and the support, it is just kept over this, therefore it will have a reaction like roller support. Now this is some tabular format of this each and kind of roller support, hinge support, fixed support and simple support, and these are some real life uses of support. So just see at here, roller support, it will generally use in a bridge structure as a end bearing support. Now there is also one hinge support where the body can only rotate, it will not move in this direction and this direction, it will rotate only about this. Fixed support means it is fixed into the wall, these eye sections are fixed into the wall, and simple support means this beam is just kept over this particular support, that is known as a simple support. Okay guys, So please remember this quote from Dr. APJ Kalam sir, and thank you so much for watching.